Okay. Durukan, hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Um, so I jump into the subject since we already started once to chat and we realized we were not recording, and so we are starting over. So let's go faster now. Durukan, we are meeting because we are about to launch a program about regenerative entrepreneurship, and it will be the second edition. This was your idea, and I was part of the first edition, and now I am trying to contribute to the second edition's organization. And for people to maybe better understand what it's about, I would like to ask you a few questions, but I haven't really prepared them. I just have questions in my mind about what people may want to know. Okay. So it will be a bit improvised. And I know that you don't want to get into too much detail, so you may decide how much info you share. Okay, so this program is called ROPE. It's a regenerative entrepreneurship onboarding program, but it's part of something bigger that you initiated that is called RegenHive. So clearly, it's putting the words regeneration and hive together.
Hmm.
Um, and we know that a hive is considered as a superorganism that is like it's like a complex whole that's consisting of parts that are interacting between themselves. So, what is RegenHive and why is it called hive? Maybe this is the same question actually. If you answer to one, you may answer to the other
Yeah,
one.
and I think you just gave a very good answer. I don't know if I should say anything on top of that. Um, yes, it is a hive. It is an ecosystem. Um, or it is the idea of creating and nurturing, self-organizing, self-emerging ecosystems of people. Starting with regenerative entrepreneurs, starting with people. By entrepreneur, we mean people who do stuff, like who do skin in the game actions, take responsibility. So it's not about, like, um, it's not entrepreneur as we know it, or as people in the startup world use it. Not necessarily. But anyway, so it's an ecosystem in that sense. It's a hive, and it's regenerative. It is aiming to regenerate. It is aiming to. It has that quality. Thus, RegenHive or RegenHive. That's the biggest mystery, by the way. I mean, should we call it RegenHive or RegenHive? That's the biggest conflict, right, in the ecosystem.
Okay, thank you for this. And yeah, we both had a sleepless night. So it's not easy to get things together in my mind now. But um, why why did you also why did you also think about a program to have people onboarding this ecosystem? Like you could have just use your networks and call out to people and invite directly. Why structuring, designing a specific program?
Right. Actually, I like the way you asked question because you said you could have just invited people and do it with people that you're already affiliated and everything. And the answer is like, well, we have been doing that, like for almost 10 years, or actually maybe more than 10 years now. Um, so we have been working with people around us step by step, um, collaborating together and creating already an ecosystem for a while. So RegenHive, even though its first program happened this spring in 2024, it existed Like it emerged before that. But the spring, with the first rope, it became, let's say, open to public for the first time. And that was a very important stage, a very important milestone, um, in my heart and in my mind, because I mean the whole idea is to really create a very um, to make all this regeneration mainstream. Like to really make this. I mean, when I say mainstream, like when we're working on this on this presentation, once again, yesterday night, um, I really like that sentence when we put it like, to enable people to work for regeneration instead of against it, because that's exactly what we are doing. Like all this doing good, being regenerative, having a regenerative work enterprise whatsoever is still a hobby for 99.9% of us. So we really, I at least really am looking at like how can we make this process much faster, much stronger than it is now, because let's admit right now it's not happening. It's not. I mean, it has a huge potential that is not happening. So I'm very optimistic and very bitter about the situation right now. Um, and then we need a lot of people getting onboarded and creating a chain reaction. So long story short, we have been doing basically that's what I've been doing kind of, I think, the last 10, 15 years in a way. But in our inner circles with our other social enterprises and regenerative enterprises that are already now in the ecosystem. But with Drove, for the first time, we kind of try to compile all the different ideas about how that onboarding look like organically, and how can we turn it into a 12-week basically game that many people can participate and enjoy and benefit as much as they want, not
Mhm.
more, not less.
Mhm. And why don't we have um, as many details as possible about this program? Like there is a deliberate choice not to share too much, because typically in any program that's for, I don't know, training, coaching, self-development, whatever, we always have all the details about the program and the chapters and the titles and the subtitles and what is going to be shown or shared when, at which date, etc. And we don't have this in Rope. Is it because we don't know? You don't know what's going to happen? Or why don't you share more details?
Again, I like, is it because you don't know? Well, yeah, maybe partly. But the real reason is all these programs where you have the curriculum, where you have the program and everything, are training programs or teaching programs, right? So during which transfer of knowledge happened from one part to the other one. Let's say from the trainer to the trainees, or from the teacher to the students. And then it makes sense because you prepare the students about what kind of transfer will happen, so that they get ready, or they do pre-work or whatever they do. Most of the time they don't do anything. Um, and this is conventional way of learning. And this is a very, very different topic that is very, very nice and sweet to discuss, but I will not go into detail. Rope is not teaching. So there in rope, it's not like you or me or someone else will transfer a bunch of knowledge to another person. That's a very, very important. That's the only important maybe thing to really get it right. It's not a training program. It's a, I mean, there are different ways to define it, but one I like is it's a game. We're gonna play a game. You know, in a game, yes, you tell the rules, but the uncertainty of the game is what makes a game. So if I tell you what's gonna be the quest in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, it's it becomes something else, and it's also lose the dynamic features of it, because we also, as participants, as the players, shape the game, shape which quests will come up and everything. So that's why. So it's not because we don't know, but it's just because it is a game that simulates the life, the journey of an regenerative entrepreneur, which is full of uncertainty. If yesterday evening we decided, after hearing having an invitation, to finalize the call and everything the same night, and we did it. And here we are in the morning. We're gonna about to jump into a presentation and everything. So it came out of nowhere, and we took it. And that's the journey of an entrepreneur. It's always uncertain. It's always full of surprises, and thus rope, which is a journey to help people on board into such journey, is full of surprises. That's
I
why.
guess it's clear. And maybe last, who would you invite to apply to this program?
Well, everyone really, because again, it's a game. As long as you want to play the game, you are welcome. And the game is designed, as you will see in the text in the document, in a way that is self eliminating. If you don't do a quest, um, you are out from this rope. You are not kicked. You are not punished. By the way, it's just a game, and that's the rule. So no hard feeling, no nothing. So the short question is everyone. But I believe that especially people who are really looking at, somehow getting a career, a real regenerative lifestyle, as well as work arrangement, like to start a new journey where regeneration will take place, where regeneration will be the main topic, will be benefiting from this a lot.
And
So
when you
that
say
means people, yeah.
sorry, when you say regeneration, you don't mean only regenerative agriculture, do you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Just
no,
to
no, no.
just to
Oh
clarify
yeah,
that.
no. We when we talk about regeneration, when we talk about age of regeneration or whatsoever, I mean age meaning here basically a new paradigm, a new humanity. Like dark age, middle age, like industrial age, modern age, like all this. Um, we talk about the whole economic, cultural, social, human relation, political, even settings to be reconfigured, to be reshaped. The whole paradigm shift. That's what a paradigm means. So a paradigm cannot be about agriculture. Or a paradigm shift cannot be about whatever, like education. So yes, this is not, for sure not, for people only who are only looking for like agriculture or
Mm,
food processing or whatsoever. Whatever you are interested in, that's probably going to be your biggest and best discovery.
mm,
Whatever you are interested in and whatever your context, your holistic context tells you to live, whatever life you want to
mm,
have, there is a place for you. There's a very unique place for you in this ecosystem that you're gonna
mm,
create. That is not gonna be given to you, but that you're gonna be supported to for you to create.
mm,
So if you are thinking about, oh, like I would so much like to be part of this, but I cannot be a farmer because I don't have money, or I don't want to be this, or I don't want to be that, then you should come really to just find your spot. So either you started your journey, come in and meet cool people to do cool things together with, or come and discover and explore and ruminate and everything. So I think in any case, just join us. It ended up a bit like marketing, but yeah, I
mm.
really mean it.
Nice. Okay. Thank you. And you mentioned the age of regeneration and the industrial age, etc. And I think the timing is really interesting because just this week they announced that the United Kingdom was out of coal. They just closed their last coal-fired
Okay.
power plant, the UK, where the Industrial Revolution started. So
Yeah.
maybe one age is officially closing in some way symbolically, and another
Oh
one may
yeah.
open now.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, 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 for sure. And you know, that's the coolest stuff. I mean, it's a very hard time. It's very challenging in many many ways, not only ecologically or whatsoever. In many ways, I believe the way I find my inner power personally in these times is the fact that, or is the perception of mine, which is, you know, I am so lucky to be in these times because we are literally on the verge of, you know, like an emerging new time, as you say, because it's not modern times anymore. It's not postmodern times. I mean, it's another whole discussion, but we are literally in there, and we are not just watching. We are literally co-creating it or not, you know. So it's such a cool time to be alive. Very challenging, but those two usually coexist, you know. So yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, then see you in rope.
In Yeah, bye.
Thank you, Durkan.